Yeah, Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got 'em listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to the Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, it's a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
And we are live, people. Y'all see him. Y'all see the great one right there on your screen. Happy birthday to the most electrifying man and of entertainment, people. Welcome to Unpopular Reviews Wrestling presents Perfect Plex Talk Radio. I am your host. I am the Tribal Chief of Staff, Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, I spell my name with 3 X's because frankly, like today's show, I am hardcore. And people, listen, sometimes when you're running track, you got to have a track team. And you got to know how to pass the baton. So I pass it to my right-hand man, although he is over here to my left. The Z is silent. Show the respect, pay the respect to the below-the-line budget people. What's going on, Dice Man?
What up, everybody? It's your boy. You know the name. You love the name. You love the persona. It's your boy, the Mighty Dice Man, a.k.a. Mr. Z is silent, a.k.a. the Thanos of this debate shit don't make me snap my finger, a.k.a. the apprentice of Thanos, a.k.a. the Alpha, Omega, vice versa, whatever you want to say. Put me there, a.k.a. Big
Get him.
Champ in the chat, Kith for those not in the know, a.k.a.
Give it to him.
the district attorney for the state of pro wrestling, a.k.a. when it comes to this debate shit, don't try me. Do not, please. You see it. You see it. Look at it. Now respect it. a.k.a. your mama's favorite daddy.
Well, damn it, a.k.a. blame it on Bob Johnson, because a.k.a. we taking over this shit here. Listen, guys, what a show. What a plethora. Oh, here it is, Dice. What a smorgasbord we got for you today, people. The list just keeps growing and growing and growing. I had a plan for the day, and then we found out it was the great one's birthday. So plans kind of changed. And in changing those plans today, we're going to celebrate happy birthday to The Rock. We're going to continue our top 7 women of the modern day era. 24 years ago, DX storms WCW. Kurt Angle got CTE. Yep, he got it. He has CTE. Okay. We're going to talk about that in Too Sweet or I Got 2 Words for You. I'm going to suck it. Not me personally, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to catch myself again. And I'm going to keep catching it until I catch it and get it right. But you should always know one thing and one thing to be true. Because Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time! I know where I'm gonna go with that today. So, with that being said, also, this is what really makes me mad, Dice. We just found this out before the show that WrestleMania's backlash is on Mother's Day. Really, Vince? On Mother's Day. Dice, how was your weekend, brother?
My weekend was great. Listen, my son is starting to learn how to play peekaboo, but he doesn't cover his eyes. He covers his mouth. So you got to kind of inch his hands up and, you know, so he's starting to identify his belly and his nose and his feet. And he's turning into a little Ninja Turtle. So he's jumping on everything. Ninja Turtles. It was good, though. It was good. How was yours?
I had that on earlier today. Listen, I had a great weekend, to be honest, but I didn't do shit but sit right here and game and stream and work. And that's what I do best. And I like to do that kind of stuff. So that's what I was doing. But I want to talk about today's show because it's really interesting. And I'm not even talking about the weekend wrestling. right? Like we could talk about it, but I don't really think I have time for it today. Right? If you want to talk about SmackDown and Raw, I won't say we were right because it was out there, but you did call getting interfering with big time Vex, had the return of Asuka. All right, we got your guy, not my guy. I'm not a fan of him, but your guy, a little short guy, with a mask. Ali, is that his name? They take that from him too. He came back, right? So I say, right, with the return of Cody Rhodes, Raw is turning back into a must-see show. I'm gonna say that the last few weeks. All right, I'll be honest and say that. That Raw has turned into that. Michael Smith coming in, all hell the great one. Happy birthday to The Rock. Okay. Are we going to talk about NXT releases? I mean, Charmaine, like, people get fired every day, sis. Every day.
Baby.
My man, Mike Grant tuned in. I also want to see the Tribute to the Rock video over the Fred Knoxxx tune. I bring it. But in finding the tune of WB hating on the on my hard work. Yeah, listen, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna kill everything the Rock did. Not in that language, but he's so low now. And so low that he'll be back at WrestleMania, and I predicted it 2-3 years ago. Just let that sink in also. But with the weekend wrestling before us, and if you again want to talk about Charmaine, we can talk about, to me, it's nobody that was released other than Dakota Kai.
Rumors are more coming.
Right. Which doesn't surprise us, which we know.
No.
Would it surprise me if they get rid of Carmelo?
Give me three people. Give me three people that you believe off top, you believe they gotta go.
They gotta go. That's too many.
Not they have to go, but they're not being utilized. So who off the top?
I think that could be anybody. Off the top of my head, I would say Finn, but I would say please don't. Okay, and I would say Finn would make buzz in AEW. And if they were smart, and speaking about Tony Khan, if this was to ever happen, he better be rocket shipped to the title, point blank. Because if he's not rocket shipped to the title, I think it's a bust. Okay, so I think so, and I think so. About the top of my dome, I really can't really.
This is great. This is great. So for next week, I'm going to propose topic here. Instead of doing a top 7, let's do 7 wrestlers, women, male, that if it were to happen in a setting where wrestlers were to be traded. Mm-hmm. Let's see who could trade who for who, AEW and WWE, to give them a fresh restart to their careers. So I think that's a great topic.
That's like going from like the NFL to the USFL.
I can we just say XFL, because XFL got more buzz than USFL.
Okay, well,
I mean, I still try to watch it. I mean, it's football, so it's football. So
I get that's a wrong. That's
not
example.
Being invested.
But that's a wrong example because football's way different than wrestling. It so that was, but
not being invested in somebody that you don't know. Like I can watch 2 teams that I don't know any player, and I'm not really invested.
But I can take anybody from AEW and make them better in WWE, in my opinion.
Anybody?
If they well, you're right. Not anybody. Sorry about that. Not at all. But like talk about that. I want Wardlow. I want MJF. Like these are guys that are going to be successful, right? Do I think Dylan McKay Jr., aka Jungle Boy, would be successful in WWE? I don't think he would. Other than them pushing him, they would cut his hair and they would make him like Dylan, and they would make him a sex symbol, and that's what I think they would do. I think Orange Cassidy can do good in WWE if they used them right. Okay,
speaking of guys like that were underutilized, but their fathers were really great. Mm-hmm. I think they started the ball really. They had it really good with Curtis Axel.
Yeah,
I thought he had a great first year and a half. Because remember, he beat didn't he beat Triple H in his like first match or some shit like that? And then he was Curtis Axel. He was a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And they dropped the ball with that. I thought like for somebody to stay on the company's payroll and to be the Rock's personal Matt guy when he's coming back, I thought that they dropped the ball with him. He can go, but maybe it's his personality. I don't know. I mean, Bo Dallas is another guy. Like I would think that if your father was such a big influence in the WWE, how could you not owe it to these guys who want to either continue that legacy like a Cody Rhodes is doing now, but he couldn't do it then, to just ended up having them do extra shit to the point where, they get released and it's like, or they're succumb to comedy acts, which we saw in the back half of Curtis Axel's WWE career. That's what he was relinquished to, along with Bo Dallas. So, yeah, just a little thought.
Listen, so let's talk about this now, and I want to start with The Rock. I mean, the great one, the most electrifying man.
I real quick, since we're not going to the whole review of the shows,
well, we'll probably just finish it off later. That's why I just thought.
I just want to shout out my girl. I've been clamoring for the past 2 years.
Okay.
Deonna Purrazzo is finally going to get some TV time and get more eyes on her when she makes her AEW debut. I'm excited for that because I do consider her one of the best 3 that is not in WWE. It is her, Britt Baker, and Tennille Dashwood. Okay. And you can put Thick Mama Pump in there as well. So she'd be an honor. She'd be an honorary.
Okay.
But yeah.
So today's the great one's birthday. 50 years. When I saw that, I was like, damn, Rock's 50?
He's lived a lifetime.
He's lived a lifetime. And he doesn't have CTE like Kurt Angle, who we're talking about later on, saying gibberish out of his mouth. Okay. And so, but when we think about the great one, I think about the guy, because I'm a fan of the TV show. I watch Little Rock like religiously. I think of Dewey. Remember that? Remember when y'all didn't like this Rock right here? Rocky die. Like
look at that curl.
The curl. If you watch the show, this was Rocky, right? I can see Dewey doing this, right? But watching the show, and of course, it's built that way. I can see The Rock being a lot of things. Think about my funniest Rock moments, right? And we talk about this a lot, guys. One, and I'm proud to say I love when The Rock came back as Hollywood Rock singing.
Hollywood Rock is my favorite.
The intro changed. Do you smell?
It's cooking.
It's cooking. I think it's one of the most underrated intros that he may have for himself. What's some of yours?
Well, you took that one. Let's go with let's go. Well, I'm going to stay.
I thought I was going to take more, so I thought I would stop.
I'm going to stay with the persona of Hollywood Rock. Okay. We got Hollywood Rock, the Scorpion King versus the Hurricane, right? That was hilarious. The Hamburglar, right? That was hilarious. Then the Rock concerts, come on. When he had the guy put the fucking monitors out there, the big ass speakers out the Stone Cold's truck, and he was like, "What are you doing out there, Stone Cold? You out here selling pictures of the shirt of the Rock giving you a stunner, $5. And then Stone Cold busts through the monitors and he comes out there. Like, that shit is funny. And then when he came and Goldberg interrupted him, boy, he like that spear like it hurt. That spear that Goldberg gave him.
Listen, Rock doesn't get credit for how great Rock sells. I think Rock sells great. Obviously, I think a lot of Rock moments would be the things he's done behind stage on the microphone, right? So I'm gonna get him out the way, right? Because one of my favorite ones, and King Vaughn Jr. 720 on Twitter, make sure y'all follow him on. He should like this one. My man, The Rock, backstage with the NWO and Hulk Hogan. What happened to his face? Oh, he's two-faced. Oh, he's a racist. So he's been erased from my memory banks, but I can't erase him because, damn it, it's wrestling history. How can you remove him from wrestling and not give away a lot of your shit? Just look at him. He's disappearing. It's like Back to the Future, Hogan. You're running out of time to apologize before you're fully erased in black wrestling culture. Okay? So, you tweet that shit. Okay? Also, listen, this was in my last year we did Dice. Before it's still on Facebook, all right. Although YouTube stopped it. When did you fall in love with pro wrestling? And one of my favorite moments of all time that does not get spoken about, and like we talk about it, we're different, but when we're out here in the world of social media, it was the promo catchphrases. When he was like, talking at Bret Hart in the ring, it's the best there is, but no, not that crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, it's the game. No, it ain't that shit either. Like, The Rock has always given us moments, even moments that don't get enough appreciation. Him and good old Coach.
Charleston. The Charleston.
Smacked him right in the back doing the Charleston. Okay. And then when he put his hand in his face and make him stop talking, it's your
Put a towel over his
birthday,
head.
Rock. It's your birthday. How you talk to
Poontang your ass out of the ring.
Poontang your ass out of the ring. And then one of my favorites, because I finally got to see him once in a lifetime, we know became 3 or twice, whatever the fuck it was. But I was there for this one. And I openly will still say this. The definition of a mark was Mike Knoxxx, because the definition of a mark was like, Rock, you left me and I'm going with Cena. And damn it was just me being drunk off of wrestling. And I loved it. But getting to see that was just amazing to me. Those are my personal favorites. I know some of them are in there with yours. Again, we want to comment below. Let us all know what you're thinking. Dice, how the comments is going? Charmaine's over here just laughing her ass off as well. I like when the Rock tag team with his dad. Come on, can't forget that one. Mike Grant got a big one here. Hollywood Rock was beautiful. Cuz was off the. You had to. Okay, is that supposed to be fucking hook or off the? Trying to get that part. Lovers.
Cussing out the Hogan lovers.
Oh, the Hogan lovers. Okay, yeah, fuck them. All right, so I almost want you to spit again. But listen, Hollywood Rock just doesn't get it. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
Later on, one of my most recent favorite memories, and I always, every time, if you follow me on Facebook, every time I see it on my timeline, I gotta repost it. It's the interaction between Triple H and Rock.
That's and that's my guy.
And
love
I
that.
love it. I love it. I absolutely think it's hilarious because
we'll never
Triple
get
H
that
stops and he's like, "Why are we standing so close?" He's like, I don't know. There's a weird tension. It's always a weird tension. He says, "Back up." I can't back out now. Well, I'm not going to back up. I'm not going to do it. He's like, "Wait, is this one of these things where you say, I think we should," and then you say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Set me up, make it look good, a big goof." Like I like that. Like those walks down memory lane. Like I think those are timeless because it takes us back to a time where Rock was can't miss television. Not that he's not can't miss now, but it's like
right.
He's can't miss movies. He's can't miss appearances. But every week we had the luxury of tuning in and seeing this gem of a person that we now know as the #1 actor in Hollywood, and he's been that way for like the past 5 years. Like
5 years, like 10. He single-handedly just stole G.I. Joe and Fast and the Furious. Single-handedly stole those franchises. They said, "Tyrese, what else do you want from me?" I'm sorry, I love that moment. I think if it was, you just stand, Tyrese. That moment wasn't bad. You just was crying, and it was a bad look. But I felt your pain, Tyrese. I'm a baby boy. I understand it. Okay, but damn, he stole G.I. Joe, dog. He stole G.I. Joe. When The Rock put this over the coach, oh yeah, I was watching that today. Listen, the slide in the ring. I want to talk about some of the matches.
Yes, my personal favorite Rock match between him and Stone Cold. I think it is absolutely amazing. And listening to Stone Cold's podcast when he did the commentary from bell to bell, and he finally revealed what Rock said to him. And he knew Rock was the only person that knew he was done.
Yeah.
So I thought that listening to them tell the backstory on that and the psychology of it. If you don't know about wrestling psychology, you should definitely YouTube this match with Stone Cold doing commentary on it so he can tell you why things are being done, why something is taking so much time, why a certain move is being done when it doesn't need to be done. The psychology is everything in a match, and those two guys, the psychology was amazing. The chemistry was amazing. I mean, even the impromptu WrestleMania matches that he had with the Wyatt family, I enjoyed it. It was a nice little pop. I thought it was cool.
One of my favorites right there, Charmaine. That's one of the most internet favorites as well. That whole promo backstage where he imitates again all of them. First, he goes from their catchphrases years beforehand. Then he comes back again. You know, like
thong wearing fatty.
Yeah. Like it's just amazing. This like I personally like somebody. So my man on Twitter, nothing against him. People have their opinions. So when I put the great, he said he's not even a great one and I'm like, I want to know, like, I get, and I'm gonna be honest here, I'm being forthright, I always am with you guys, completely transparent. I don't have Rock as my all-time favorite, But I would say The Rock is the most all-time favorite, next to The Undertaker, best character in wrestling to me. And I'm being honest, because it, unlike everybody else where I have a deep-seated, like Shawn Michaels, I kind of want to imitate him with the earrings, and I want to be a sexy boy. I'm being real, what the fuck it was, all right? So then, you know what I'm saying, to DX, I love the whole, how you imitate wrestlers. The Rock, I never, that was just everything about him was cool. The way he wrestled, the way he looked, the way he dressed. To me, he was a horseman by himself. With how the horsemen would collaborate and how they would come to the ring. Everything about The Rock to me was great. And I do think he should be on everybody's Mount Rushmore. If we're talking about the things we use as criteria and what put butts in the seats and merchandise, it has to be John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I do think that fourth one is shaky. I think it's shaky.
I think that if we were to do a Mount Rushmore,
it would have to be the guy whose face has been erased from professional wrestling, at least in the black caucus of professional wrestling.
Yes, man. He had.
I was going to say that.
On.
Well, no, I was going to say that. That was going to say that earlier. And I was holding it, and you took it, and it's fine.
He had them church shoes on, man. Listen, he slid with them church shoes, y'all.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
I think that if you
but that's the Mount Rushmore to me.
Any talker, any of these great talkers, whether they were in the time period of The Rock or after The Rock, right? I don't think that you can say that these guys didn't get inspiration from The Rock. So I think at the top of the list sits The Rock, and then everybody falls down.
And people They don't do that, Dice. We go Mount Rushmore. We go with technical prowess. I've been doing this for 14 years. I've always said you got to have criteria to things. And I think GOAT defines not just you're loving them, you know what I mean? And you liking them wrestling. It's all wrestling entertainment. Rather, people want to say this is pro wrestling without them entertaining, without them having that soap opera comic book appeal. There's nothing there. No one lasts. Right? So you're talking about where the people know it's got to be Rock, Cena, Austin, Hogan. That's the Mount Rushmore. I hate to say it. So since I got to have a face and Hogan has no face, so we can't actually use him because he's been erased. So I know, and put someone else.
Well, Petty Riley for sure.
Petty Murphy too, but who's selling? But again, keep it coming, guys. The Twitter's out there at Perfect Plex Talk Radio, at Unpopular Reviews. Let us know also on Twitter. Follow us on the Talk Tick as well. I'm trying to get my TikToks on lately, y'all. I've been doing that thing. Like I ain't gonna front. TikTok make you feel like it's your birthday on Facebook. Real talk. What's going on, DC? 100%. Preach on, Knoxxx. How are you feeling, fellas? Never miss out. Love it. My man Derek chiming in. Mike, we can't get people to agree with what Pizza got point there. I believe Rock is obviously an all-time great, but opinions vary. Listen. Tomato, either way, it's something you eat. That's all I'm saying. So your opinions can be opinions, but damn it, what does your opinion stand on? What is the ground that is it shaky ground? The Rock is a Mount Rushmore, whether you want to put him there or not. Not saying you disagree with that at all. Just what do you say? You guys think we'll see Rock? No,
I think that I think it's done. I think the only remaining match for Rock is
Roman.
I thought there was two.
Well, it's supposed to be Triple H.
We can't get Triple H
my
anymore.
Guy.
So it's Roman, and he rides off in the sunset. I truly believe that. At 50 years old, I don't think that pro wrestling is really on his radar. He's been a safe worker for the most part of his career, so I think that he continues it. He passes the not the Samoan torch.
Could it be a family? Could it be a family affair? Is that do we get a one-off or do we get a taker? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would it be like the word's escaping me, right? What we call it in wrestling business, but time, a few months, the storyline. We get that where he goes in there against the Usos and corrects one of them, like smacks them.
Remember, we thought this. We kind of spun the tires a little bit when Jimmy came back and he was so reluctant on
right.
Why Jay is taking his side
and making him play and all that shit, right?
Yeah, and it's like Jimmy would be like, you know what? I'm gonna go tell Dwayne, man, you out here tripping.
Yeah.
He go tell Rock. Rock lets him know, and you can set us up for Jimmy and Rock versus Jay and Roman, right? And Roman gets Roman takes the fall. Roman takes the fall, and he's like, but they lose the match because of Jay gets the pin. He gets pinned, right? Roman now wants a one-on-one with Rock. We set it up. That's how it could have been to close out Hollywood, to close out the Hollywood Mania. We can't get that now because Rock's Hollywood schedule, but we can get the 1v1.
Well, I don't know. I want to see. I hope it happens. Continue to rock comments, guys. But as we talk about the great one, for me, it's a perfect segue, if you will, so to speak, because I get to talk about my favorite rivalry person that went against The Rock. And that was Triple H's Teen Generation X, y'all. 24 years ago, oh, my brothers testified they brought out the big guns. And they went to WCW. And they knocked on the door. Here, they knocked on the door, opened it up. Here on Nitro, they had the fans going crazy in the streets. Look how long ago you knew it was. Look at everybody's jeans. That white man over there has on FUBU.
Look at my man. Look at my man on to the right.
And white people say, well, you know, Tommy Hilfiger's white people. So you got a good point. You can wear FUBU if I can wear Tommy. Okay, but this was
I ain't
just
wearing no
amazing.
Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger is racist. I ain't wearing no Tommy Hilfiger.
Well,
he don't even want black people to wear his clothes.
They all in this video. They're all in his commercials.
It is all the time.
But 24 years ago, DX storms WCW, and where do you think this fit in that war? Like, did it? What was? You know, what I mean, go ahead. Elaborate.
You know what? If we want to talk about forbidden doors, first of all, newsflash, Tony Khan. New Japan Pro Wrestling teaming up with you is not knocking down a forbidden door. The only forbidden door. The only forbidden door that you need to knock at or acknowledge or throw a stone at. What? WWE.
Oh, okay.
That's the only one. You don't have, let's not forget, New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWE were working on a deal last year. So you didn't do anything groundbreaking. However, this DX, invading WCW, right?
Yeah, he should open the door.
He's absolutely right. They should have, and I forgot what I think it was on the WWE network that the wrestlers on the other side of the door,
they wanted to open the door.
Wanted it.
Yeah, they wanted to open that door. Yeah.
But this is what you call knocking on the forbidden door, threatening the forbidden door.
Literally.
This is literally competition. They both acknowledge each other's competition. WWE doesn't acknowledge AEW as competition. They think it's healthy that you have an alternative, but they don't give a hot shit. They don't. But at this time, WCW did care that WWE was knocking on their walls. They had all of their fans.
Yeah.
They had WCW fans backing DX as they're moving closer to the stadium. I mean, like, how many shots did we used to see there be a WCW show and there's fans outside? I'm talking like groves of fans all outside and wishing they were inside, hoping somebody got tired. It was like, here, take my ticket. You can go in.
Yeah, they were saying fans were offering them tickets. Then remember the one of the parts that's funny, right? Because I think just looking back at this war, right? And it was a war strictly. Bischoff did a job that he came to do. He did it. Was it the smartest thing? We look back, absolutely not, right? But it was beautiful to watch, nonetheless. Let's put that out there. So I respect Bischoff for firing a shot. Hey, hindsight's 2020, okay? But it tells you, like, when everybody wants to ish on a company, and they were like, remember they had the people like, how much you pay for your ticket? I didn't pay for anything. It was free. They do that. For what it's worth, WWE doesn't give you free tickets, right? Like that, like hanging outside. They give them a radio station and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying. But like, they were like, they want to fill up your stages, right? WWE, they're going to sell out 80% of the places they go. I would say that's a fair comparison. Back in this time, 100% sellout to the roof. I was in those buildings. It was sweating in Philadelphia and the FU Center. And the FU Center, that's what we used to call First Union Spectrum. It was hot. Okay. Shots was fired this day. You had China. Look at China. Look at China before she turned into, the one we didn't remember.
The one we don't want to remember.
No, I remember her for always.
So in pro wrestling, how iconic of a moment is this for you?
I think it's a top 5. Oh, okay. Hold on. Damn, that's you put me in a spot like that. Shit. See, if we're talking,
no,
I get you.
We're talking the wars.
Okay, talking wars. Okay, talking wars. Because you fucked me up. Because to me, I got my favorite. I just gotta say it now. So it's since the executive consultant isn't here, my honorable mention would be watching the Horsemen follow Dusty Rhodes and jump him. I've always told you that story. To me, that's when I thought wrestling was real. They filmed it. They followed him. They broke his arm. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. And then, of course, the Mega Powers explode backstage on Sunday Night Main Event. Those two, to me, are the biggest moments in wrestling. But in this war, number 3, still not bigger to me than when that racist comes out. Oh, get him, Daddy!
Third man.
Yeah, that's that. Again, the biggest face and the biggest heel of all time, in my opinion, is that guy. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree. I would
What's
say
some comments looking like they're over there rolling? What you got?
I would say that this invasion is 1A to 1B to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash jumping ship, but we not knowing that they're no longer under
That's
contract.
why I didn't say that, because when you first see them, I've always said that, and that's made wrestling great then, not today. We didn't know we really thought that was Razor Ramon. And we believed that for months before it actually came out that it wasn't, because Vince had to say something. China is good. We got behind closed doors to acknowledge AEW. Believe that. Acknowledge them as far as they want their talent.
Yeah,
thank you for being a farm system.
We've always
messing
thought
with their
that,
money. They're not messing with
that
their
WWE sends guys, they let them go, they let the contracts go out, and where were they going in mid 2000s? They were going to TNA. They were going to TNA.
Drew McIntyre.
Those mid card guys that couldn't get to the main event, that to be believable in WWE system, they went to TNA, worked on their skills. You had a WWE veteran also over there at TNA, and he calls Vince up, Bruce Pritchard, like, listen, we got this.
Or that time he had Dutch Mandel.
I know we left. We let him go like 2 years ago, but holy shit, he's really fucking good now. Sign him. And they end up signing him, and they come back, and everybody goes fucking nuts over him. But you weren't going nuts over him when he was there beforehand. You weren't going nuts for him when he was in TNA. But now you go buku ape shit. So we always thought that there was C's Planet, and I don't think that there's any difference in that. I think it's still probably a thing. Oh, he punched the shit. He punched the shit out of Austin, man. Oh man,
absolutely. Y'all had some big comments in there, Dice. Go ahead and read. I think Derek has one and Michael Smith has one. Michael's first.
If someone would have told me back in November 96 that this blue chipper named Rocky Maivia making his debut at Survivor Series would have been one of the all-time greats in pro wrestling history, but one of the biggest and most successful actors in film history, I wouldn't have believed it. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Nobody saw this dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was annoyed. I was like, why is he coming out here? He's all, yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Come on. I'm like, oh, and fucking Jim Ross is hyping him up as best he already got this.
Oh, that's a blue chipper there.
Yeah, like,
Miami University.
The only blue chips we acknowledge is Shaq and Penny.
That is true. That is true.
So
I love to be Butch McRae. So that was Michael's comment, and Derek has one as well.
Shannon Sharp asked DC Young Fly, who's in his comedy Mount Rushmore. He said Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor, Robin Harris, and Cat Williams. Shannon asks, where's Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle? Like he said, opinion varies on wrestling Mount Rushmore, which is actually true.
Well,
I'm 35 years old, so the same greatness that you got to see, I didn't get to see it. I didn't. So, and the thing is, I think that for me, what I got attached to in pro wrestling and what I look in pro wrestling now is different from you. Mm-hmm. But eventually, you're on the left side of the fork. I'm on the right. We'll meet in the middle, right? So I can't always go back and watch the classic matches that you grew up watching and adoring, because it sometimes it's something, there's a disconnect that sometimes it bores me, but then the psychology of it, I will sit and watch, but I can't get excited about it because I know it's already done.
See,
but
something I just gotta, because this is a conversation we're having and we can't have it face to face. Anytime, Derek, you want to come on, anybody else that's, you know, the Dennises of the world,
absolutely,
right? So, and I respect all your opinions, but here's the different thing right here, and I remember this conversation. Two things more importantly than any of them: comedy, more than anything in the world, is more subjective than anything there is.
Very subjective.
Comedy and music are two.
That's the
comedy,
wrong
music,
thing.
and art.
That's the wrong thing to compare.
Second of all,
I think Jerry Seinfeld is one of the funniest of all time, and not a lot of people agree with me.
Second, I think again, and all I ask again, especially when it comes to the GOAT conversation in the NBA, give me your criteria of why it's there. So I ask. Anybody can ask anybody, what's my favorite ice cream? Off bet, I'm gonna say strawberry, but damn, you give me a Briar strawberry, that changes a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Stephanie slapped him in WrestleMania and that's when Ronda came in the ring. I remember that moment. Great moment. If WCW opened the doors, WC ratings would have exploded. Facts on that. Classic Dustin line, gotta get him, daddy. Listen.
Go get him, daddy.
That's again, you're right. And just those are the times, right? But that war, them storming WCW, it was the biggest blow, one of the biggest blows, right? Depending on where you look at it, because that was WWE, after still at the time, I believe, going to a forbidden door. Literally, as you said about Tony Khan, he actually went there. You know, how does this get approved? You know what I'm saying? They show up and they really legitimately knock on the door. Again, best thing in all cases, purposes, after watching the mouse at the palace, they better be happy they didn't open them doors up because they might have got their asses whooped. And they can tell that shit about, oh, half my friends were on the other side. Well, the other ones who ain't your friends, you were impeding their money. And they might have beat your ass. Because there's love and basketball, there's war. No, business and friendships does not relate. Okay? Know how to keep them completely separated. Jay-Z told y'all. When he first put that G in my hand, I gave it back to show him I was down for the cause. Then he paused. You got to learn the rules of this shit. Okay? So just look at it. We got The Rock's birthday. We got DX. And listen, last week, Dice, we talked about the greatest wrestlers of the modern day generation. And
2000 to today.
And
for those not in the know,
the executive consultant sometimes can be very smart and intelligent. Actually, he's smart a lot of times, but anyway, he's not here, so fuck him. Right? So he was like, well, what about the women? So that made us think, well, shit, you got a good point. And there's been a lot of women through the pipeline, Dice, right? We got like one of your favorites. Look at her. Oh, Big and Thickums. Oh, Bigums. You love them.
Hustle with all that.
You hustle with all that right there, right? You got the boss, Sasha Banks. Although I gotta say, my daughter's that's my daughter's second favorite. My daughter's a big fan of Naomi. That's her favorite. Okay, didn't come Boss, didn't come Bianca. I'm not liking Boss with the grill though. Sorry, that's just me.
I love that grill.
I hate the grill. I can't even lie, dog. She looks so.
Come here with your ghetto ass.
She looks so stupid. That shit. Ain't shit ghetto about her, but the way she acting. That's all. I saw the shit about her on TV. Then we got some people's goats, which I go not even in the top 5. That's just me. There you go, Derek. Opinions, right? So, but I would tell you why I would put it that low. Then we got a lot of people's number 1. Okay, and I'm sorry, the picture you chose, I'm gonna be a little perv vision for a second. So at this point, I want to say perv vision alert. Look at the moose knuckle. So I'm gonna say you picked the picture, not me. Right? Then we got Lita, right? Where is she ranking this? AJ Lee. Oh my God. She made the Diva Championship look amazing. She did. You gotta put who I put. Again, there you go, Derek, and my top women of all time. And you can see the thumbs down backstage for Nikki Bella, but I'm going to say it again.
It's not the right picture.
No, I know we got more. I did it on purpose.
Okay.
But I got that one too.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Lord,
if you can give her GOAT status, tell me why you can't give her. So look for that on a separate now. We have a Patreon account, Unpopular Reviews Patreon. we're going to be doing private interviews, private shows on that Patreon. We're trying to do big things here at Unpopular Reviews, okay? As we have shows immediately following the show tonight. From our Monday Night Raw fans, we do have the executive consultant thinking he's being a modeler, out here modeling with Steve. We got NXT with Captain Shakespeare and Bad Guy Jack. We got the husband and wife couple doing AEW because, frankly, if you want to do AEW and you want to talk about it, come on down to Unpopular Review. Then we got Fridays with the wrestling doll and any you already listen to, Superior Wrestling Intellect or just the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. You choose. So, with all that being said, I will have the debate, private podcast, one-on-one, why you cannot put this girl here and not put her on equal footing with her in the term of wrestling. Merchandise and all, people, I will bet that. So, moving on from that little around the blocks with Mike Knoxxx, private cheap plug, but it's not because we all pay for it. Dice, some of the top 7 women of this generation. And last week, other than the one we forgot about Brock Lesnar, which was a really big fuck up, we can admit that. What we got in this top 7, brother?
You know what? There's a lot of women that carried that time, right? And especially the Divas time.
Yes, you are, Charmaine. You know you got that private one coming.
This woman.
The Glamazon.
The Glamazon. Right?
Not my type. Not my type.
The Glamazon. She did her thing in a Divas period. Also, did her thing in a Divas period.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want any belt carrier I can't say that loud. They're gonna copy my shit, Dice. But I love Lay Cool. That's all. Sorry, I talk too much. Especially when I've been drinking. Wait, no shit. I put it there. Put it back. Put that back. And I chose that for a reason because last week remember said modern day. So there's a reason to me why in this top 7 she goes there because I told you to get through it, Dice. All right, so let me take the baton.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's get into it.
I will just a little bit. Let me take the baton back because no matter what you do, the 4 horsemen are gonna be in there. Oh shit! Not them 4 horsewomen. Those girls. The 4 horse. I got a better picture than that one, Dice. That's way much.
You put it there. I didn't put it there.
I did, but dude, I had a whole theme coming, and you went in there and pushed it too fast.
Oh, go ahead. Do your thing. All
right. So then, boom. So we got all 4 horsewomen in there, right? You want to go 1, 2, 3, 4? It don't matter. That's where they go, right? Then that's 4. That's 5. That's 5. Where'd she go? That's 6.
Nikki Bella.
Who you? I'm sorry. You said it.
All right, so
that's
now
my 7 on the top.
So now this is where it gets tricky, and this is where
you said 2010.
I said 2000s.
I thought last week we moved it up. We didn't. Okay. Either way,
I
stand corrected.
I say,
and I still was. I'm gonna stand on that. I'm gonna stand on that throne because the women of yesteryear, with a small limit of a few, cannot touch these girls today in the ring.
Okay. So, for the sake of argument, only 2 can make this list.
What you mean for the sake of argument? Okay, well you already know what 2 that is.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna sit here.
The 2 in the middle.
We're gonna sit here.
The 2 in the middle. I'm just saying the 2 in the middle.
Are we really gonna act like this woman didn't carry that division? We're gonna act like this woman didn't carry that division.
I put her there.
This woman didn't carry that division.
Yeah, I am.
This woman didn't carry that division.
First of all, you're saying words that don't make any sense in the line of making money. Carry the division is a very hard word.
With the money thing again?
Money's with everything with wrestling, sir. That's what the motto of the show. The Rock is money.
That wasn't the argument last week. That wasn't the argument last week. So why is it the argument this week?
Money makes a company go round. You're in this business to make money. This ain't fucking Netflix.
Okay,
they're here making billion-dollar movies and not making no money from it. No,
I just real quick.
Didn't carry
what does that say? The top 7 women of the modern day era, not the top 7 money makers of the modern day era.
Listen, I know what you want me to say to you. It's never going to change my criteria on any list. If they didn't sell, your girl didn't sell. That's like saying she should be there. You're gonna put her there? You just listen. No matter how much you love Natalia, because it's like arguing about do you like LeBron? I like LeBron, but he ain't Jordan. I love Natty. I fucking love Natty.
All right, from my perspective, in my sacred argument, I don't give a hot shit about your money.
Okay.
My list pertains to what they do in that wrestling.
So from now on, we have a list, and I say that money matters. That's going to be your criteria for a comeback because that's pretty weak. But continue.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It can be weak, but are we talking about wrestlers? Or are we talking about entertainers? Because I'm talking about wrestlers.
Together.
I'm talking about wrestlers. I'm not talking about sports entertainers. I'm talking about wrestlers.
It goes together.
I'm talking about the performance that I see inside that ring.
It all goes together, brother. Like the power of Grayskull. You can't have one without the other. It's wrestling. It's wrestling.
Who's a really good wrestler that could never talk or sell? Who's a really great wrestler?
Who can never talk or sell? Okay.
Chris Benoit. How many Toothless Aggression shirts did you see? Because you was in that era. You went to those shows. You see a lot?
The same amount. No, you saw a handful.
Okay.
That means you saw. So if there's 18,000 people there, I saw 20.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect is on every list that should have been a champion. But we're talking about women.
Okay, I'm just.
But it's easier to cross over because of the bigger list over there. So when you put this up there, you say stop. Listen, you may not put. So I asked you for your 7. You didn't give it to me. So is Natty in that 7?
Got to it.
Okay. Well, no, I thought you was
my 7. My 7.
Okay.
My 7.
Okay, because last week was an us thing. Wow.
Natty.
No way.
Mickey.
I agree.
Don't
wait. You've been,
Trish.
Oh, yeah, I can't argue that. Won't argue that.
So where I'm at 4.
That's
4. I'm at 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nikki.
Okay, they go together hand in hand. Okay, can't argue that. 1v1. Okay, so where you going there?
Sasha.
Okay.
Bailey.
That's more than 7. That's 7.
That's not 7.
That's 7.
My last one. My last one is now 7.
That's 7. I can count them for you again, brother.
7.
That's 7. You had her,
Charlotte.
Hold on. You had 3 to 4 horsewomen. You had 3 to 4 horsewomen. You had her makes 4.
Oh no! Yeah.
Okay, you had her makes 5.
I had Natty.
I just did them for you.
Mickey.
Let me do it for you, please. We're live on air.
You
had 3 to 4 horsewomen.
We're live on air. What does that mean?
You had Nikki. That makes 4. You had her. That makes 5. You had Trish. That makes 6.
You just said Nikki twice.
No, I didn't. I said
you did. You said you had Nikki
and Nikki. But if you were looking at the screen, the picture shows what I'm doing. Okay, boom.
All right,
so moving on. You gave me 8. Then you put Bailey up there along with with Trish. So you had 8, but it's okay. So who are you taking on?
What? No. Hardcore Country.
Have 8.
Natty. Hardcore Country. Natty. Nikki Bella. Who else did I have just put up there? Who the hell?
Don't even know. Jazz. I love Jazz.
Jazz.
I wouldn't put her. I mean, he just said Jazz. I like Jazz.
Vaughn, that's you. That's you. Obviously, you don't watch pro wrestling. I'm not trying to hear what you have to say.
I don't put her.
You don't like anything that I say, Vaughn, so you are null and void.
I may put her 10. You
are null and void in this, Vaughn.
I agree on that one. That's a stretch. What's going on, Jerome? It's simple. To determine who's the best wrestler, it is to ask yourself who paid to see, who draws the fans. There it is. That's like when you go to a circus. Who are they coming to see? They really come to see the clowns. They see them. A circus is different. That's a whole bunch of. But wrestling's a circus. But wrestling has a hit act. So when you go to a boxing match, they go see Tyson versus Holyfield. It ain't nobody in there watching the undercard. They only come for the main event. So, are we going to be sex appeal, ring work, or draw?
I'm strictly talking about ring work. I do not care. When we're talking about wrestlers, I am talking about wrestling.
Well, last week we didn't have that same criteria.
You were talking about that.
Hold on. Last week, and you can go back and run the tape. We got a commercial coming up soon. The criteria, that was part of it. So I don't see how now, because it wants to fit your agenda.
I said longevity.
But it always matters. But it always been about butts in the seat.
Longevity,
it's always about butts in the seat. Well, that goes together.
At what point in last week's show did you
It
say
goes together.
well,
I
this
always
person
say
is
that.
selling more T-shirts than
I
that person?
always
Tell
listen.
me.
I'm sorry.
Tell me on the show.
He's my co-host. I've been doing this for 14 years, and my stance will never change. Money matters in wrestling. Point blank, period, in discussion.
Okay, that's
Don't
fine,
tell
but
me that motherfucking Sting is bigger than the
wanna
Undertaker,
know.
but Taker's here and Sting is down here. Yes, in your heart, Sting may be up here high, but Taker lapped that motherfucker like Usain Bolt lapped the whole goddamn male Olympic team. That's a fact, because Taker is way bigger than fucking Sting. Not in your heart, maybe, but in the eyes of people who don't know, who think wrestling, you say Taker, Sting, they go Undertaker. Automatically, at least 9.5 out of 10.
That's not even a comparison because we're talking about one of the two wrestlers shaved 7 years off his career with WCW, got bought out.
We're talking about Sting. Well, he didn't want to go because of his religious beliefs. He didn't want to work for the devil, he said, and still signed the contract. Right? All that, I don't want to go. I don't want to go over there. Can't trust that man.
Becky, to me, Becky doesn't make my list.
I don't think Becky makes my list. To me, Becky's barely making the top 10 for me.
Becky's not better.
But Becky
she's not
sells
better than
a lot
Bayley.
of shit.
She's not better than Bayley.
I don't think she's better than Bayley either. And I think Bayley doesn't get the credit because Bayley may not have, because she has, and I'm just being honest here, people, please forgive me, the butterface, some would say. That's literally what it is. If Becky was more attractive, you look at her
from the neck down, that body bang.
Facts.
I don't think Bayley's ugly. I think she's okay. She's acceptable. But there's been prettier.
Right, and that's not fair, but that's the WWE. Like, I'm listening to Women in Wrestling on Sirius XM, which I'm finally glad Sirius XM got another like show other than Busted Open, which I like Busted Open. I've been a fan of that for years, but just, I needed something different. So hearing this, I'm listening literally today, they're like, I think Renee's the host, honestly. And she's talking there, and the ladies are talking, they're like, well, it's hard to wrestle with hair in your face. And they tell you got to look a certain way. Can you imagine Becky when they cut her hair saying, hey, Vince, my idea is to come out with a mullet? Like, how many girls can come out with a mullet and get away with it? Becky could do that. So I think Becky is in that argument for how my criteria is just as that's what I was trying to say. There's your personal favorites, and then there's where I think the list should be. And that's where you have to, in my opinion, separate the two. That's all I've ever tried to do in the 14 years I've done is to try to educate wrestling fans. Is to understand.
Okay,
we gotta get,
and I get that. I get that, but in my heart,
your list is still dope.
Okay, but I truly believe, like we had this conversation all the time. I personally think that Charlotte has a much better character than Natty has ever portrayed. However, wrestling wise, I think that Natty is a better wrestler than Charlotte.
I think I would agree with that.
I think that we've seen enough Natty to say that Natty is an excellent wrestler, probably top 3 if we're talking wrestler.
You know who Natty is? You know who Natty is? And again, she's the constant. Yeah, she's oh God, that's not fair because she's way better than the Miz in the ring either. But like, she's just that person. I'm trying to think of an older wrestler that's always you can put her anywhere and she can do anything.
Plug and play. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But however, she's never gotten over, even off that. Maybe of all the people,
could never she talk be about the female Dolph Ziggler?
She's never had a gimmick change. It's just been Natty with the
female Dolph Ziggler
Foundation stuff. Yeah. And she has a better big.
But that's not a bad comparison.
It's not, but she has a better up. But she has a leg up that Dolph doesn't have because she's for the Hart Foundation bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So she was given a chance. Like certain people are given a chance. Natty's always given a chance. Fans, for whatever reason, other than appreciating how good she works, just doesn't get her over. That's all.
It's just she's just wrong time period.
Ivory,
Natty's
I love
been
her,
with the company for like 14 years or some shit.
Natty's the gatekeeper. I agree with that as well.
That's I would go with that.
Natty's been wrestling longer than Charlotte. She should be better than Miss Flair. But see, the thing is that, and this is where again, education here. The show for the intelligent wrestling fans, guys. It has to be more than what you see between the squared circle. All right. It's one of the things that I always point out this. She can't wrestle better than any of the girls we just named. You didn't even see me put her face up. But the things that Carmella does, imagine if that was some of the girls that don't have that personality, right? Mella is money because she knows how to do everything else but really be great in the ring. You know what I mean?
Honestly, if people that put Trish on their list, honestly, how many years did we get to see Trish? Was it like 2-3 max? As a wrestler.
Hold on,
it wasn't very long. as a wrestler.
But see,
it wasn't
listen,
very long.
But that's my number one argument sake for why I put Nikki Bella that high. Because
I agree, though.
Yeah,
I think that these women that wrestled in the Divas era, they deserve a lot more respect than what people give people, because they had to carry on and make these 3-4 minute matches exciting, and they did.
The problem is go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nikki, AJ Lee, Beth Phoenix, Michelle McCool, Layla.
I love Michelle McCool. You know
that.
Don't forget.
I already say AJ Lee.
No, but girl, Beth Phoenix. But no, we forget Torres.
Maurice.
We're forgetting Torres. Eve Torres.
That's 7 right there in Divas division. If you got to weed those out, the 2 best, in my opinion, would be Nikki Bella and AJ Lee, or
I would too.
Beth
But
Phoenix.
The thing with AJ Lee is that, like, a lot of girls, you brought up a lot last week, and that's why you didn't put on your list the longevity. Right?
Exactly. You only got to see AJ Lee.
You didn't put your girl Paige up there.
I did not, because I didn't. We didn't get enough, and I love Paige. I wanted to put on a list, but I did not. But I believe that if we were going to talk who's a better wrestler, Charmaine, Paige or AJ Lee, I would say Paige is a better wrestler than AJ Lee.
Sorry, Charmaine, she can't go up there. That's like having Imperium be in the top 5 factions. What's going on, wrestling dog? I do want to.
You would put Mella over either Bella. Mella can't even touch Brie, and she's the weaker one.
And she's not selling like the Bella twins. So y'all have to, where my mind goes, Nikki Bella made a lot of these girls famous by putting them on Total Divas. Let's keep it a bean. Okay.
Charlotte runs laps around Natty. I think you need to watch their takeover matches once again, because I didn't see that.
Well, you know what? When you bring that up, I always bring up this past year's WrestleMania, right? Because the Girls Wrestling Show talked about how they thought Bianca Belair and them should have been the main event. And again, might have been I thought they had a better storyline. They should have been the main event. For all intent purposes, they should have been the main event. However, it was Charlotte Flair, the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Sandman, you are absolutely right. And that's all you can, expect from somebody, especially when somebody has a pretty face. Because if they just have a pretty face and they can't wrestle, they're nothing to the company. And you have to give credit to women like Carmella. And the perfect example off of most recent memory is Mandy Rose. She's fire hot. She worked on her promo skills. She worked on her ring work.
I want to see Mandy get on the main roster.
She's undeniable right now.
I want to see Mandy get over on the main roster.
Roster, yeah.
Because what I see is still a lot of work to be done. But again, she will. They know how to use her. They know how to use angles. But let's go ahead. Let's move on. There's a lot to go ahead. Read that off, and we're gonna move on.
Our guy Derek says so many great wrestlers like Ricky Steamboat, Shelton Benjamin, Mike Mutanda, Tino Santana. Great in the ring, but didn't have great personalities or characters. The best wrestlers were good in the ring and great on the mic. You could be great in the ring and good on the mic, or acceptable on the mic.
Yeah, but those guys,
I'm a huge
for what it's worth, weren't even good on the mic.
Sting's not a good talker all the time.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm glad you brought that up. You made fun
Taker's
of Dewey.
Not a good talker.
You made fun of Dewey, and he came in being all happy. That was my Sting, though. That was my Surfer Sting coming out. Oh, that was my Sting, yo. I fucks with that Sting. Listen, we're going to take a break. Come back with This Week in Pro Wrestling in this show with the go-home show tonight for Raw, the Bloodlines for the TakeOver Raw, and we still got some stuff to talk about, y'all. The draft. If you could draft 10 wrestlers. We done all this shit we talked about.
I forgot all about that.
We talked about, I did look what I wrote down in the comment section, not the comments, but in the thing. Listen, we'll be right back, y'all.
Somebody Simone taught me. Just once. Acknowledge me.
By the way, that's my cousin Joe. Would later go on Roman Reigns, future WWE champion.
I have a cousin Joe too, but he's unemployed.
Let's wrestle!
No. The world's not ready. A match that big can only happen at WrestleMania.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Hello, everyone. This is King Von Jr. on behalf host of the Victorious One podcast. And of course, I want to give you the week in wrestling history. And of course, on this day in 1987, AWA Superclash had their event where Kurt Hennig won the AWA Championship in 1987. And of course, also in 2005, just to fast forward, in 2005, on Monday Night Raw, Shawn Michaels defeated Shelton Benjamin by giving him that springboard sweet chin music. And of course, especially the most important thing on this day in 1972, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment came into this world, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So happy 50th birthday to The Rock, and also rest in peace to the Big Boss Man. Today would have been his 59th birthday. And so those are the highlights of this week in wrestling history, specifically happy birthday to The Rock.
Yo, 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 it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Scott Steiner, it's going to be a three-way for the TNA heavyweight title at Sacrifice between you, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now, before you get there, you have an important step tonight as you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo of Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for all you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean, you know.
See, you're one of those girls that like romance. I'm going to talk to all my freaks out there. Would you rather come home to me, a genetic freak, to be satisfied every night, or go home to that fat-ass Samoa Joe? See, tonight, we're going to win, and I'm going to be the world champion at Sacrifice. Come on, P. Let's go.
Scotty, just like you always say, Big Papa Pump has got your hookup. Well, Maple Leaf Muscle is who you need to look up. Holler if you hear that.
Of all the times. This is the same disrespect that you shown to legends like Trish Stratus and Lita. And when you sit up there and you talk your soliloquy about Charlotte Flair being the greatest women's wrestler of all the times. This is that type of bullshit soliloquy that ends up making me the alpha to your omega, because now I got the karate-sized shoe.
No.
Oh my God, we have too much fun.
Listen, guys, welcome back
we have
to
too much fun
Unpopular
over here.
Reviews, Perfect Plex Talk Radio. Listen, right after us tonight, after Monday Night Raw, make sure you guys check out the Monday Night Raw review. Also, UPRE presents tomorrow. There's Mission Impossible 2 show, as we got our themes for the month. We're doing the Mission Impossible series, and then Thursday, our Black Father satire criteria. We're doing Black Father Month. Best black-led movies. We led off with Daddy's Little Girl, and then we're also going to do, followed up by that, we have John Q coming up as well. A lot of other stuff as well. Just check us out. And then this Thursday, top 5 sports movies on the top 5 Unpopular Reviews sports show with the Velvet Voice himself, Mr. Chris Platt with 2 T's. So that's coming up.
Let me just say, Space Jam, 6 Man, Eddie. That's it. 5 done.
Okay.
I saved y'all.
But there it is.
I saved y'all my appearance.
One of the best promos ever. That's his favorite one. Did you know before The Rock, Ole Anderson and Don Morocco both used The Rock as their names? Yeah, I knew that one. Well, I knew The Rock, Don Morocco. I know that Ole Anderson went by that though. I didn't know that one. The one who hold the belt. Oh, was that Shaniqua? Wasn't that Shaniqua?
Yeah, Shaniqua.
Okay, so I thought.
The
From Tough
Basham
Enough.
Brothers girl.
Yeah, I interviewed that girl. Who we got here? Rock, Macho Man, Teddy DiBiase, Dusty Rhodes, Goldberg, Chyna, Cena, Bailey, Piper, Sting. Honorable mentions: Triple H. That guy, HH. He played himself. Acknowledge he fake and weak ass fuck. You can say it. It's all right. We cuss around here. Like shit. Already said the word now. We went a whole hour. Yo, Dave Meltzer. Fuck you and your stupid bullshit. So let's get right into it. Talking about stupid bullshit. We got 2 words for you, or suck it. Which one is it, Dice? What we got in the news?
Athena. Ember Moon.
Okay. Yeah. Her interview.
Yeah. If anybody caught this interview, I read snippets of it, and usually when I hear about an interview, I read the snippets, and based off of that, it makes me feel like, do I want to tune in to watch this? Didn't care for it. Okay. First of all, Ember, Athena, nobody was checking for you.
My daughter loved Amber Moon.
But nobody's checking for Ember.
Michael Lee loved Amber Moon. He thought she was snicker than a Snickers.
She says WWE not allowing some talent out of their contracts, and she says she thinks that they're afraid of the talent they possess and they can take it elsewhere. That's the point of being under a contract. That's the point of being under contract. You are obligated to show your talents for the promotion that you work for. Yes, that's absolutely right. 2 words for you, Athena. Suck it, with all due respect. No disrespect to you. Next, we're going to go with our girl, the luscious Rhea Ripley, who is now allegedly dating Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy, whatever. Not too happy about it. She had a black dude, gave me hope.
He also had Alexa Bliss. He also had Alexa Bliss at one point. So.
He did. He fucked it up. So we'll wait for him to fuck it up again with another nice ass. So we're going to too sweet that, because she says that, somebody on Twitter said, what does he have that I don't? And she said me.
That they said that Zion said that, yeah, he was going to play in Game 7. It was going to be a surprise. So, yeah, goes. You can suck that too. Okay, what else we got?
Honorable mention before we get to the big story. the inspiration, i.e. the Iconics had retired from professional wrestling to pursue acting.
Well, good luck with that.
Now, we already know in this business, you never say never. And their buzz was pretty big in Impact. And I don't think that now is the right time, but they've always been wanting to do acting. So I'm going to say suck it on the fact that they're done with wrestling.
Yep, almost got me.
But all, you want to pursue. And you know what? A lot of wrestlers are trying to pursue acting before they get to the end of the road, which I think is really smart. Because not only that, you take your acting classes, you get your rapport up a little bit. You can go back to wrestling, because we know that wrestling is all about playing a character. Some of them just aren't believable. I don't think that there's acting coaches that are behind the scenes. You just have to make something believable to the average TV flicker.
All right, next, what we got?
Last and not least, Kurt Angle.
We're gonna leave this right here the whole goddamn show.
Oh my God. Kurt Angle says that he anoints Jericho as the greatest of all time when it comes to wrestlers. And his response was, he's been able to do it with his characters changing and innovating himself and being able to be as effective as he is in the business this late in his career at 51, 52 years of age and being in the business for over 30 years. He's put a lot of time, effort. He's very talented. So I put him up there with Shawn Michaels. But now, after being in AEW and doing the things he's done now, he has to be the greatest of all time, especially for the amount of years that he's put in.
Here's the thing. Not only do I believe that Kurt Angle has suffered from CTE, that's his opinion, right? And I'm not going to tell someone who's been in the business, know more of the business than we could ever sit here and talk about. So I can just say I disagree with that, right? I disagree. And here's what I disagree with. I disagree with the reasoning because he's his time in AEW. That solidifies that. That's where I go the suck it part. If he wants to think that he's better than Shawn Michaels, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. And a lot of things he said there, I think are good points that he's made. Jericho has done more than Shawn Michaels as far as reinventing himself is concerned.
But
here's the thing, hold on. But Shawn doesn't have to reinvent himself because he's just the fucking Heartbreak Kid. He doesn't have to come up with something different because no matter what he does, whether he's shaking his ass or shaking his ass for God, they're still going to scream his name.
But does he have a legitimate argument?
I mean, anybody can. It's his. I'm thinking where I don't let us as fans go into that genre. I think Kurt's thinking from an in-ring standpoint and from a character building standpoint. And so because of that, I can't say that he's wrong. I don't even think, is it debatable? Salt and pepper's debatable, right? We can debate any fucking thing. Okay, so I'm not going to debate him if he thinks that Jericho's better than Shawn Michaels inside the squared circle. I would just say what I like to do when it suits my argument, because we all do it. We don't even know we're doing it, but I know when I do the shit. I would gear it towards how my conversation would go. The majority of people say this is the GOAT in the ring. The better of the ones that we would say, and what we had a lot of argument about, that sports entertainment thing, would say he was the man. But inside that squared circle, you and I both, and a lot of people think that Kurt Angle is better than anybody ever inside that squared circle. Okay? So I can't argue that about Kurt Angle. I can't. Some of these comments before we move on, let's see what's going on. What we got, Dice?
Trauma 333 on the YouTube says Jericho is great at commentary. He actually puts over the talent, unlike good old JR. JR is so far removed from professional wrestling. Bad. He's literally just getting a paycheck. You can tell that he's just there to get a paycheck. Anybody who they have guest commentating is better than JR at this point.
Spotify music. Bro, I got 2.5 months on me. Oh, I'm only 47, so yeah, I feel that way as well. We talked about who that was already. Who we got here? I think I went back too far. Athena, you said great interview, DC. I knew you would listen to that interview as well. Kurt Angle's
the only interview I care about right now, and everybody, if you're a wrestling fan, you saw the preview. Cody Rhodes. Stone Cold Podcast.
All right.
It's going down. Ooh, it's going down, Skip. Yeah, Skip Bayless.
Listen, towards Athena, and what are they supposed to do? You know what I mean? What we got, DC? I say yes. I think that he is saying that he was able to go to a startup company, carry a company on his back, and reinvent himself. I can see where that's why I said I can't.
But that was his job.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But my thing is that the one thing I will debate him though is that he was all these things before AEW. That's all I'm saying. And he has not, and he's done exactly what good point. He put AEW in. It wasn't just Cody, it was Cody and Jericho.
Yep.
Okay. It was Cody and Jericho. It was Cody's behind the scenes stuff, and it was Jericho being on scene and being Jericho. So again, I can't debate that. You know what I mean? That's intelligent wrestling there. That's what I like to hear. I think Jericho is great like the NBA. There's tiers and levels. You know what? And it's God, because I love giving credit, so I'm not going to say his name, but Nietzsche, little young boy who ain't never had no pussy yet in his life, said to me, man, there's goat tiers. You know what I mean? And I think there's some legitimate to that.
There's not one goat, though.
It can't be one goat. It can't be one goat because, and I will say this, and shout out to my UPR crew, and shout out to my man Vic, who always says, well, this generation's Batman. No, I'm 47 years old. They're all my Batman. So I've seen all of these different character changes from Jericho. I was a fan of Jericho when I seen this guy on TV do that with his hair and could wrestle. And he had to look, you know what I'm saying? This is before the list, before any of that stuff coming out Lionheart. I thought his move, the Walls of Jericho or Lion Tamer, was the greatest submission move I'd ever seen. And then once he got to WWE, they was like, you are not doing that to any of these motherfuckers. You are not putting a bend their neck like that. But let's move on.
The man told you that he was a GOAT, though, because he used to tell you, I am the best in the world at what I do. And what he does is reinvent himself, and he makes himself relevant all the time. So,
well, let's talk about this. Backlash is tonight, which means tonight on Raw, the Bloodline invade. So before we talk about the Bloodline, we're going to go about 15 minutes over today. Fuck that. Gotta get this draft out. I want to talk about this draft. Here you are. Comment below. Let us know. I want to hear from you quick in this one, guys. I want to move along if we can.
All right, so because I completely forgot about this segment.
Okay, right? I ain't got no pictures.
You should have. I don't have no list, so I'm going off the dome. I want you to give me your pick, and my pick is to equally combat. So we're gonna do it like Raw versus SmackDown.
I got you.
Vince McMahon, Ric
Flair. So I got the first pick in the draft. You're gonna put all that pressure on me, Skip.
I'll give you the first pick.
Flip a coin, Skip.
I'm giving you the first pick.
Well, I want to flip a coin. First pick is pressure. I might end up picking Sam Bowie and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna keep it real. If I'm starting a company, we're looking at their whole totality of their careers. I'm taking the Dwayne Rock Johnson, the birthday boy, #1 overall pick in professional wrestling history. Right there, the Dwayne Rock fucking Johnson. Right there, championship.
Cool. You know who I'm going with? I'm going with Super Cena.
Fuck you. #2 for me, I will take. Oh shit, it gets hard here. You took Cena. That was my pick. Fuck you. I think he's gonna take Cena. Really didn't think he was gonna take Cena, but it's still not that hard. I want to put him in my because I thought about this. So I got Vaughn. Make yourself useful. Write this shit down. All right. All right. I picked Rock first. My number pick. He picked Cena. All right. So my second pick in the draft. Looking at all of what they do in professional wrestling, thinking about my GOAT list. I hate this man, but there's a need for this man. Give me Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty fucking awesome.
That's cool. I'm going to go with Triple H.
#4. That's a pretty. I think that's a reach there at #4. I understand. I see the potential. I see the potential. I had a draft. Be talking. Milk. Everybody talking. I mean, I had him pegged for like a #7, #8, somewhere in there maybe. But #2, this high for your second pick. I don't know about that one. And I'm a Triple H guy. #3 for me, looking at the totality of wrestling, I'm gonna let you have this pick because I'm not gonna say his name. I've said it too many times, but I'm gonna pick the guy who got wrestling started for me. Give me the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, with my 3rd overall draft pick.
I'm going with Kurt Angle.
Take Kurt Angle. I took Dusty Rhodes. Now, #4 pick. Give me the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
That's tough.
Let's get physical. I want to get physical.
I'm going to go with Bret Hart.
Just to be a dickhead, because I wasn't going to pick him this high, give me my guy HBK at #5.
I was going to steal him from you.
You wasn't going to get that far. That he took Brett, bitch. Let's go.
#5, I'm going to go with. Give me another guy with the same type of submission. Get Sting.
You can take Sting, and you can even take the guy who you should pair up with him because they never got a chance to pair up with him. And I'm going to take Chyna. Technically the greatest female wrestler of all time because she's a female and she can wrestle men.
Wow.
At #6. Are you? Oh, wow. Come on. Don't come at me like that, DC.
Wow.
Come on. I knew that had someone here for the guys to watch and keep the guys busy on the road. I know that. I made that up. Come on. I made that. Somebody else made that up, but I took it from him. Damn.
What number we at? 6?
We're at 6.
6, I'm going to go with. I need a big man. I need a big man.
Come on now, stop talking.
With some influence.
Can you do something with it?
And some mic skills.
Can you hurry?
And what they've done.
And you got Omos? Holy, he's picking Omos in 6.
I'm going with Big Sexy Kevin Nash.
Big Sexy Kevin Nash. Boy, you're making my top 10 so fucking dope here that my 10's gonna beat your 10's ass. Like my fans will whoop your fans' ass. At #7 for me, since you did not get him, acknowledge me, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Boy, stop. We at 7.
Crazy. At 7.
We at 7. Give me Orton.
You took Orton. He still did not take y'all guy. I'm gonna rob him from him again at 8 because he fucked up and give me Taker at 8.
I didn't want Taker.
Go ahead.
I didn't want Taker.
That's fine. Go right ahead.
What?
I'm still my team whooping that team's ass. I can't think Vaughn tell what these lists is. Come on. What you got number 8?
Where we at 8?
We're at 8.
We're at 8. Give me.
I don't want to say his name, Derek. I had him pegged. I just refused for the Black Caucus not to say Hulk.
Not me, goddammit. Not me. Give me Hollywood. Hulk Hogan.
It's the same motherfucker.
Hulk Hogan. Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
I'm sorry, guys. He lives in Lower Delaware. You know what I mean? They're accustomed to folks down there.
Come on.
Number 9. I mean, arguably one of the biggest wrestlers of all time that doesn't get the credit today that he deserves. Part of the biggest movement in professional wrestling history. Give me fucking Daniel Bryan at 9.
Fuck out of here. Give me Brock Lesnar at 9.
That's where I fucked up at. That's the only pick you have this good besides 1 and 2. All right. I did fuck that one up. That was supposed to be my pick. I thought you were going to take Daniel Bryan from me, so I took a reach. I mean, wasn't like picking Triple H at number fucking 3 for you, but you know.
I'm putting Triple H over Shawn Michaels, so I don't give a damn what you're talking about.
So my last pick, top 10 of all time. I hate to say it. Nope. Give me Razor Ramon Scott Hall.
So you're just gonna break up the NWO like that?
I had no choice. We can make a trade here. You give me Brock Lesnar, I'll give you Razor Ramon.
Hell no, I'm good.
All right, then. So keep it pushing. Taking a push. Come on, your last pick in the draft. Don't look at the fucking chat room to get some fucking. You know what? There you go. Ty got you. Pick Vantor.
Number 10.
Number 10. Who you got?
Charlotte.
Okay. Had to get a girl in there. Where's these females?
Only because DC egged me on. I wasn't picking no fucking female.
I don't know how you didn't get Mr. Perfect.
Testosterone on there.
I know how you get Mr. Perfect. And I agree with that. I think it should be all male and we do an all female one later. So I would sub out my China for Mr. Perfect at 5.
Perfect was going to be my Hulk Hogan until you said nobody's going to take HH.
I said, well, you know, like I said,
but I got 2/3 of the original NWO.
Okay,
I'm fine with that.
Vaughn, real fast. Just come on here real fast, Vaughn, and tell me the picks that we laid who laid it the smack of down on whose proverbial candy ass in this.
You can't. That is subjective.
Well, right. I'm subjectively biased.
And the thing is. And the thing is, I'm not on the payroll to say this, by the way.
No,
I'm just going to say it. Mike, you won this one. And so the reason why I say that, like I said,
just name it out. Just name it.
Right,
who was my 10 versus his? Let the people pick. Let the people pick.
All right, so you're 10. Of course,
you had this list. I didn't have this list.
Wow.
I didn't have a list. Yeah, look at the man speak.
Time crunch, right?
Damn.
Anyway, with that being said. Mike, your picks were Birthday Boy The Rock, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin, 1A and 1B for me. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Macho Man, Randy Savage, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania, of course, the ninth wonder of the world, China.
Subbed out for Mr. Perfect.
That's right. And subbed out for Mr. Perfect, of course. The Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, the Phenom, The Undertaker, Daniel Bryan, and the bad guy, Razor Ramon.
I can't wait till you tweet this list, Vaughn. I can't wait. Wait. What was his list? People, y'all heard my top 10.
I'm taking Charlotte out since we.
I know you are.
I'm taking Charlotte out.
That's fine.
Damn right, I'm taking Charlotte out.
I know you are.
Right, so
I know you are. Go ahead.
Who you replacing Charlotte with?
Who you replacing her with?
Edge.
Okay.
The
way he balls.
That's another L. That's another L right there.
That's another L. He got Daniel Bryan on his list. You talking about Daniel Bryan ain't better?
There's the walkout. I'm not saying that. He did. What's his top 10? Hurry up.
All right. So anyway, his top 10: John Cena, Triple H, Kurt Angle, Bret the Hitman Hart, Ray Strong, Sting, Kevin Nash, Randy Orton.
Click.
Yeah. Hollywood, you know who. Brock Lesnar, and Charlotte was subbed out with Edge.
Right. It's not a bad list at all.
It's not bad
I don't
at all.
think
Not
it's
bad
a
at all.
fucking front. Thank you, Vaughn, for that. It's a phenomenal fucking list that he had. I just think my list beats it. We're gonna let the people. We're gonna let the people decide.
I'm saying this is what you said. You said impact on the business, right? So you laugh at the Kevin Nash pick, right?
No, I'm just picking on you guys.
But I'm just saying where I'm going at. I got the NWO on my thing. I got the NWO.
You got two of the thirds. I have Razor.
That's fine.
That's cool. I think Razor's a bigger star than both of them in the ring, and Razor should have been a world champion. And Razor should have been a world champion.
Hogan gonna sell them tickets. Brother.
That's all. If it wasn't for the what do you call it? Principal pick. What the fuck you say that shit is? That you got from DC, you wouldn't even pick them. Yeah, no Bruno. Ain't nobody picking no Bruno, Samar, fucking Tino. And no Ric Flair. I wasn't drafting Flair. Flair probably would have won 11 or 12 for me, Steven. Just for me personally. I thought about him.
And y'all know I wanted to put Scott Steiner on my shit.
And I didn't pick Andre. And I thought about Andre when I went with China. But I went that female. And then I like how we talk about. You might have a female draft next week. So please, Vaughn, if you get them out, please. My list versus his list somehow. Make it work somehow. And then now when you share it, let me know so I can share it also, please, about that list. I want to see what the people say about next
week's list. Next week's list?
Yeah.
The trade-off.
All females.
All females? Okay.
All females.
Next week.
All right.
Next week, we're doing a female draft then.
And my kids want to eat, so let's get through this raw.
Let's do it.
When I start hearing like you ever have I'm from the hood, right? So y'all know how mice sound. At the fucking wall. That'd be my kids when it's like 7:30. We're hungry, Dad. So WrestleMania go home show. Like it's fucking today. Like what the hell?
Backlash.
Really? Like on Mother's Day weekend, Vince? Like so real fast. And I mean real fast, Dice. Who we got? You got this match. I'm taking who won at WrestleMania? I forget. It was Edge, right? So I think Edge wins again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Edge wins again.
I am inclined to say that you're all right, but my heart. These are two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I think that AJ gets some sort of revenge, but he doesn't get a win.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
I say Omos wins. He has to win. Right?
He has to win.
Yeah, because Bobby Lashley won at Backlash. Right? WrestleMania where he's supposed to win. I think Madcap wins, but I don't know. Right, because they love Corbin, and they're going to push Madcap. But I'm going to say Madcap wins. Who you got?
Madcap as well.
All right. I think Cody wins. I don't think Cody gets derailed anytime soon right here, including by someone who I think can always win against anybody in Seth Rollins.
They still need to keep the momentum with Cody going. So 100% Cody wins. Maybe on a technicality.
Speaking of technicalities, I quit match. I just don't see either girl saying I quit.
Charlotte, they got some Photoshop airbrush.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nice.
I'm going to go with. Excuse me. Somehow Charlotte says I quit. I don't know how or why, but I mean,
Mick Foley treatment.
Yeah, we talked about that a while ago. So I think we both agree with that one as well. And the match that got changed, we're going to talk about in a moment here, is it's no longer a unification match for the WWE Tag Team Championship, SmackDown and Raw collectively. No, it is now a 6-man tag team match. And Dice talking about they going into Raw tonight. That's been the advertisement. The Bloodline shows up tonight in full. Why you think they changed this?
Remember, we got the big UK show coming up, right? So why put Drew for the title in Backlash, which is not really a big show. We got like four stadium shows, right? Why not have Drew versus Roman? That's a pretty big deal. And why not also move your unification match for the tag titles to a stadium show? So I think that's the direction they're going. That's what some of the rumors.
Well, everything's that's legit. I won't even let that be the dirt sheets. They're going big arenas. We saw that coming as well. And I'll be honest with you, DC, I knew the draft was coming, but I didn't plan it like I didn't plan the top 7 women. To me, some things can come off the dome like Jay-Z says he does. So this time around, I didn't write anything down. I did just come off the dome with it. And with a draft, you have to anticipate someone going to take somebody that you want to have. And so you always have backup plans. The fact that Brock Lesnar again gets forgotten about, I thought was crazy. But he went that late also. You know what I'm saying? I just think my 10 has a little bit more heavy overall, as a thicker list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you're older, so your 10 has a little bit more impact for you, but my 10 has more impact for me because I'm younger.
Macho Man Manny Savage can go in any generation, anytime, anywhere, any place, anytime.
It's debatable. He's a big influence on a lot of wrestlers today.
Macho Man. I didn't say Dusty Rhodes can go anytime, anywhere, anytime. And Macho Man can talk anywhere. But I mean, Dusty Rhodes. But Macho Man, what you see, like you just said, heavy influencer, they're all over half the roster.
We know
you know
that.
what I mean? So, but tonight, Raw, Dice, before we get up out of here, man, they will show up. We did this. We did a lot of stuff in the 90-minute time limit. We did that. That's how you do professional radio. So, Dice, any final words, man? Because I've been streaming a lot, man. Make sure y'all come follow me on my stream because I'll be out here telling y'all about how these bitches.
When you're playing WWE to K20 to versus to bitches.
Being a bitch. Two bitches. The bitches that be ready to cry, these bitches. The bitches that be ready to run, these bitches. The bitches that be scared to wrestle, these bitches. For who? These bitches. Who? These bitches. And that's how
he ran to the entrance.
To the entrance. All right. With that being said, Dice, any final words seriously though?
Actually, you know what? I don't even have anything to say. But we appreciate everybody who chimed in. The comments were crazy fuego today. Crazy. So thank you all for tuning in as you do every Monday. And thank you for following your boy.
Well, with that being said, guys, we are out of here, y'all. Fingers.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready?